Hi everyone, this is Kushash Ravishimali. Thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. Today we are going to quickly talk about what are the changes that we have done to kind of fix database sharding in our current code base. And this is for Context Pilot, right? So what have we done? And that's what we're going to talk about. I did stream today, that is 20th October 2024, but I did not make it public because like it had more than codes, like we were chatting, and also I don't think it will be very useful. So I wanted to quickly make a follow-up video on what we have done. Also, I did make a few changes after the stream, so we'll talk about that right now. Overall, what have we done? This video will mostly talk about the changes that we have done to kind of enable database sharding. So if I go here, this is like in my project, there are a lot of files that are created. Okay, these are JSON files, and the way it works is this will automatically distribute the load into different files, and that is what I'm calling sharding right now. So the way it works is I've set some limit. I'm saying that okay, once you get that data, if it crosses that limit, please distribute that data among different files, so that when I'm reading it next time, I know that okay, this file is not going to exceed particular limit, and it will be able to fit in the main memory. Okay, so that is what we have done. For example, if I quickly do .json, so this is like 62K lines of code, and yeah, I mean it's there. There's like all the details of my commit files and all. So whatever commits I've made for a particular file for a particular line number is being stored here. Similarly with 0.json, if you see like there are 864 lines of code, so that is there as well. I think there are still some changes that I need to do for the limits, but so far I want to talk about what did it take for me to merge asynchronous with database sharding, and how did I get this done. Okay, so it all boils down to how do you design this. Okay, so in my opinion, what I thought about like in this whole scenario was when I launch a server. Okay, so what does the server do? It indexes all the files in a given folder. Let me actually show you the demo, it will be better. And let's actually go to Context Pilot DB and delete this home folder. So this is like the main folder where the whole files and database and everything is stored. Okay, so this is here. Let me do cargo build. Should have done release, but okay, I think I'll have to call. My bad. Okay, let me actually do release again because I just want to call release and it should be quick. Okay, so over here we do Context Pilot, and what we need to pass is I'm going to just hit enter. It's going to tell you that, hey, we are looking for a folder path and we're looking for -t, and it's going to be a request type. So when I do pass Context Pilot, target release Context Pilot, I can just say pwd is my, so I want to index the current folder is what it means by $pwd. -t is like what kind of types do we have. So -t is a request type, so I can just pass index and that will index the whole repository. Okay, and when I hit enter, what it's going to do is in the background it's going to run a lot of asynchronous processes, or whatever you want to call it, right? And if I do ls right now, we did rmrf home, ls was empty. Now once this is done, it does give me home. So like exactly this pwd whatever this resulted. Okay, so this is exactly the path that is followed here as well. So I do ls home Kashimali documents projects. Tada. So right, these are the files that we have. And let me actually show you the mapping file. That is very interesting because when you read, that is what I'm using to, hey, you say that, okay, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last used index was 4. So whenever I'm trying to write, I will just go to that last used index and try to write if it's not full yet. Right, so this is like almost done. I mean, this is done, except that I need to check if the algorithm is working well in terms of writing the data. But overall, we are good in terms of asynchronous and database sharding, right? So what next? How did it work? First of all, there was a mistake that I was doing. So let me zoom in for you all. So the way I was working on this was, okay, like, when when we launched the server, when we launched that asynchronous server, I was not merging the DB into the server. That means server and the database, the whole database management thing was separate. So that is where a lot of problems started occurring, because when I'm doing all of that within the server, I also wanted to write the files, because it's possible that we have gotten some amount of data already and I don't want it to continue. I wanted to write to a JSON file first and then continue, or do that in parallel or asynchronous, sorry, not parallel, but do that in async way in some other process or whatever, right? So I mean, this is what I wanted to do. So I merged the database into the server now. So let me actually go to the struct server. So earlier earlier to this current DB, this particular line was not there. Now I've added this line. So basically what that does is now in the server itself, you have the DB. So every server will have that their own DB because that makes sense, right? So that's what I've done basically. And if I kind of show you the relevant function that we have changed. So this is a async recursion, like just to support that. Okay, we are able to call. I don't know. I think Rust has the feature in the newer versions. I'm not sure if it's in beta, if it's unsafe and all, but I had to use an external library for it right now. Right. So iterate through workspace is going to keep calling itself because we have subfolders within a folder. Right. So what I'm doing over here is if the given path is a directory, I read the directory and all, and then I say that, hey, it's a directory again. Please, can you call this server iterate through workspace? Now, what happened? The very interesting thing, I will give credits to ChatGPT because I was talking to ChatGPT about it. Hey, what's going wrong? Can you tell me a bit more about it? The problem was that this current DB, you cannot, so like within this spawn, when you have this async another method, you want to gain, like you want to earn that ownership again. So I was not able to do that because it's not allowed. Like it's going to have a lot of references errors, it's going to have a lot of lifetime errors and all. So within this, I wanted to own these things again, right? And as you can see, I'm already doing dot await, so that means I'm waiting for it to finish, so it's not a problem at all. So now this async move allows me to like have the ownership of allow like whatever the variables I'm going to use, and like within this context. Okay, so I created a sample. Actually, let me show you. Okay, let's kind of keep it in here. Let's go to this cd check folder, and if I go to main.rs, so this is like something similar to this. I'm sorry for the dark theme, or sorry for the light theme. Should I be sorry for the light theme? But as you can see, like we have x equal to 10. So we have a handle, we are spawning a thread. Uh, I need to learn if it's a thread or something else. So that's a to do for me. Please don't take it that I have said thread, so it's a thread, right? So it's an async block for sure. So now x is moved into this async block, x equal to 30. The value of x is whatever. And then I'm saying, hey, please wait for it to finish. But if you see, after this, when I do x again, it will still print 10. Okay. So you have understood what I'm doing. I have 10 as a default. In this, I'm saying x equal to 30. After this, I'm saying, hey, please wait after like once this is done, and then please print x. So at this time, if by like anyone you will say that, hey, we are doing this, yes, x is equal to 30 now, so that means we have changed. But no, like x is moved into this, but after this, like it's back to what it was. So I want to understand how it works. I'm not done that yet because it's been around 5 minutes since I finished doing this. I wanted to make a raw video about it, mostly because I was excited. Hey, so as you can see, the value of x is 30, that is like within the block, and after this it's still 10. So this value of x is 30 and after this is still 10, right? So that is how it is working. So what did I do here, right? I created another server with all the DB clone and all. So we were cloning here, and then we just kind of used it here, state DB handler clone, whatever we had, we cloned it before, so that we just pass the copies around, clones around, not copies. And then we just iterate through the workspace again with the new server. So like each server spawns another server, spawns another server. It's like a lot of servers getting spawned. It's not heavy because like the way I'm saying server, please don't think it's a heavy server, it's just server is like, okay, another thread kind of a thing. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And at the end, like when you have a file, you just index the file normally and it works. So what do we do, right? We extract the data from all of this, and then we like get the log for the DB because we are using mutex and all. And like this is arg is for reference counting, automatic reference counting. And then we just append the data and we store it to our files. Okay, I'm going to talk more about how it's working in some other video, but so far this is a very interesting thing to do and to learn as well. I'm close to 9 minutes. I know that you're already like the attention span is down, so I'm going to stop here. There are few iterations that you can like, I mean, if you'd like to, anyone wants to read a bit more about it, please go through my repository and please feel free to just take a look. So I can open context pilot rs. So this is the folder like repository where I'm working on. So this is like moving from binary to server. It does mention everything. And I think this is something that you guys can take a look. This is the commit. I will mention this in the uh, particular YouTube video because that fixes most of the things. So please feel free to take a look at this. Just see what I've done. For those people who don't know anything about Context Palette, I know I should have talked more about it, but I've already have many videos on it. So I'll do link some videos in the description down below. Please do see that. Thank you so much for being here, guys. That was a very small video on how did I fix those issues. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new today. Even if not, let me know what I can improve on. Please join our Discord channel. It's really good. We do talk about a lot of things, including our videos, what kind of feedback they want to give it to us. So, yes, I will appreciate that if you guys join it there and say hi. That's it. Thank you so much for being here, guys. This is Kushash Rohit Shimali. You are watching me on my YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye bye. Chalo bye.